Hello, welcome to Airing It Out. This is our new podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Jonas.
This is Jerry, our lovely bear mascot. So this is our new podcast show thing. So if you don't know us, we've started a film company and we made a movie. So we thought this would be a good way to talk about that and also all the other stuff that we're interested in, be it the movies we're watching, tech, video games, how Jonas deals with being a celebrity.
Anything that comes up, actually, we're probably gonna.
Yeah, coronavirus. You never know.
You never. Oh no.
Yeah. So.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. Make sure to leave us a like and subscribe.
Definitely.
We are going to cover lots of stuff. We're going to try and split it up into chunks. There's going to be links in the description below, so you can click to one part if that's what interests you. So you don't need to listen to the whole thing if you don't want to.
You should though.
You should. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Should we jump straight in?
First thing. So one of the things we get asked quite a lot is like why we started doing film company. So we both studied film at Glasgow Uni. Can we name drop that? And I think we're both a bit frustrated with not actually making movies. It was all just talking about films. So we decided...
That is true.
Yes, we decided why not just make one.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's especially in the first 2 years. I'm still studying it now in my third year. No, the first years were very, very theoretical.
Yes.
And definitely, I don't know. I felt like I was missing the practical side to making films, or at least the application of the theory that we do learn. And so I guess it was similar for you to just like wanting to make stuff as well.
Yeah, and also learn how to make it as well. Like, there's so much
Yeah.
about on the set that you just don't learn about. It was all just the industry itself rather than who does what on the film set and how to make shots look good and what works in a story and what doesn't. Which just kind of got frustrating. So it was much more fun to actually go out, pick up the equipment, organize people together, and actually do it.
Yeah, and try to figure those things out for yourself as well.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like making the mistakes before you know how, like.
Yeah. Well, you had a bit of experience on sets before.
I did, yes. Not on the whole like making film yourself though. Like, I don't know. That's a different. Yeah. No. I mean, probably people might know, might not know, but like I have had quite a number of experiences as an actor before. But yeah, it's definitely a very different thing trying to make a movie, trying to produce or direct or write, and so that was, I don't know, also a very fun challenge and something I'm very interested in trying the different fields of filmmaking, I guess. So that was also one of the reasons that I got on board.
Got on board.
Honestly, I mean, I have to tell this story because it's mad, and it also very much characterizes how we operate in this company, I guess. It's just like one day I was in the living room and Josh called me into his room, and I come in here and literally he had filled out 10 of like 16 pages of the signing up for a company. So it wasn't really a matter of like, do you want to? It's like, I just need your information to get this done, which is also fair enough because I honestly feel like there's so like often enough. I think if I would just not do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of deliberating. Well, especially like one of the things we get asked the most for people that know we made a film is kind of how we budgeted it and managed our money and stuff like that. And it's not expensive to start a company. Like was it £12 to register at the company's house? And sure enough, like there's a lot of budgeting, there's a lot of paperwork goes into it, and actually making the movie that you are working with money. But in terms of like just going for it, as long as you can do your tax return each year, you're never going to get fined. It's not going to cost you anymore. You can be a dead company and dormant or whatever, and that be you. So it's definitely, I don't know, it's worked out for us as being, we just had our first year anniversary 2 weeks ago. So like, just go for it. It was the same even starting this. Like, I was like, let's just do it, and here we are.
I could not. It's very good.
Yeah.
No, but also like, I found having a company meant that we got through a lot of things a lot easier, like looking for actors for our film and that sort of stuff, because you just have something to put forward rather than just, oh, hey, I would like to do something. No, you can actually say like, no, we're making a movie with a
production company. It separates us from student film, because I mean,
yeah, for sure,
while we're both students, it's not like we weren't affiliated with the uni in any way. You know, we didn't look for actors with the uni. We went on separate places, and got our writer was for someone I knew from work. So it's kind of nice to not be like student film, which a lot of people just kind of disregard, and that was definitely one of the key things I wanted to do, is make sure it didn't look cheap. So we filmed on this lovely camera, which is a Lumix GH5 for anyone that cares.
We'll get it.
We'll get there. But yeah, so it's definitely I didn't want it to look cheap. Made sure that we didn't just have actors in it that were 20-something-year-olds, you know, and it just is quite distinguishable when it's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, this is students that made this.
Or at least like, if they are, then only because that is the actual character that they're playing, because I mean, you can always tell when someone is actually supposed to play like 30 to 40 years old and they're just like mid-20.
And you're like, but mom, you're like, they're the same age as you.
But they have a beard. It's like, nah, it doesn't make you mature. No, we're both quite clean, aren't we?
Yeah, totally. Give me a week.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh man. No, fair. So our first film though, that we filmed it last May. It's a long time ago now. We're approaching a year.
Yeah.
We got it written, did some editing on it, like on the script, get it all finalized. Took from about January onwards. It took about 4 months. It's quite a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it took our time.
Yeah, but filmed it in a fortnight, so it wasn't too bad. Got it all organised and done.
Yeah.
We were really lucky. We got some of Jonas's friends flew over.
Yeah.
Helped us with.
Shout out to Jonas and Leon.
Yeah. But they were our assistant director and a cinematographer.
Yeah.
And they've been super helpful afterwards, helping us with the cuts. And Jonas is doing all the colour grading for us as well. So thank you, because that's far beyond either of our skill set. But yeah, I was surprised how long editing took, actually. Because obviously, I mean, we had respective work over summer. But even so, it's not like we didn't do anything on it.
No, I don't know. It is quite interesting, and also like the whole learning curve thing with all the pre-production stuff, like organizing auditions, literally making a spreadsheet for. We had over 80 people respond.
It was close to 90 in the end.
Yeah. Respond to our audition. And just to organize that, to get everyone into a time slot and watch all the videos and get the feedback to the right videos, so we're not like.
And we tried to make sure everyone could come at a time as well. Like we didn't just say this is your slot. We had to find times that worked for people.
Yeah, and also that we respond to everyone. I think that's what I as an actor was really trying to do, because for me there's nothing worse than not getting any feedback at all. And so like but all of that is just like it takes time, and even though the task might be simple, like doing a spreadsheet and putting everyone's name in, like just the amount of work is what makes it so time consuming.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But it looks like we'll be ready by May this year, 2020. Hopefully. Because that will be bang on a year from filming. So I think that'd be quite nice.
Want that,
and everyone we know will still be in Glasgow. They won't have gone over for summer.
That's true, yeah.
So it'd be nice to get it done. So the moment we're doing sound editing, just polishing up a little bit, make it sound a bit cleaner, getting some music made for it. And then, yeah, color grading. Then it'll be pretty much done. It'll be out on Prime, Amazon Prime Video. That's another thing we get asked quite a lot, actually, or I do anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you get on Prime? Wow. It's not that hard. Again, it's like the same with founding a company. Like, it's a lot of paperwork. You know, it took a couple days, I think. So you have to sign up for like American tax forms and stuff, because obviously you get paid for America, so they like need to make sure that you're getting taxed somewhere along the line. So America's a bit funny like that. But apart from the paperwork, it wasn't too hard. Like, we had to prove we're a legitimate company. We have a film, and as long as you're not posting something that's, you know, not to be posted on Prime.
Not appropriate content.
Yeah, you're pretty much fine. They've got a lot of guidelines for what your film needs to be, but that's kind of it. You know, like, it needs to have the closed caption subtitles and backing images and all that stuff, but you'd want that anyway. So it's not too bad compared to other streaming sites. We're a bit more difficult, so you have to like pay to submit. They don't even have to reply back to you, which is a bit bizarre.
No, but isn't it like we do need to have a company to put it on Prime?
Yes. Yeah.
See, that's a good upside to having a company, though.
There's been a few things, like even so, obviously getting permission to film in certain places.
Oh yeah.
Being able to say like, we are a company.
And to have firearms, like replicas.
Yes, we have a firearms thing now, so we can get replica firearms. And
we can.
We have used that to our benefit once. We did a tiny short that I might put up on our YouTube, actually.
Maybe for fun, yeah.
A bit of fun. That was just a wee minute thing that we filmed. But it's nice to be able to do that, like a kind of free reign. And definitely, so the film is about... The short film, the proper one that's coming out in May, is about a girl who becomes homeless in Glasgow and kind of her journey through the city and the streets and how she kind of survives and copes with that. But we wanted to do a lot of research to make sure it was accurate and stuff. And so to be able to go to like certain charities and stuff that dealt with homelessness and say like, oh yeah, no, we're a company, we're looking at doing this film, rather than... Hi, we're two students, you know, can you help us out? Definitely it opens some doors, so definitely I would recommend it if you guys are looking at doing something similar. It
just seems more official, like you're not trying to, I don't know, take the piss out of someone. No, you're serious about what you're doing, and that's just what it looks like, you know. Just the fact that you have a company makes it seem much more serious, and so you can actually like write an email and they will probably respond to you more quickly than if it's just like some random
it's coming from a company email address
person,
so that definitely helps for sure. Actually, the amount of people that apply for jobs to our email is quite incredible.
It's funny,
like we don't have anything in the works. I mean, we're in pre-production for our next short film that we'll do over summer, hopefully. But it's amazing about people that have applied for jobs for that already, and we're kind of like, like we really appreciate the interest, but sure, like
I mean, it's a good place to be. People wanting to work for us.
Yeah, definitely.
It's funny because like it's very much out of the blue, so it's not people that we could know that are like, oh yeah, guys, if you need any help, then I can do these things and I'd be willing to help you. No, it's just like completely people that we don't know whatsoever, and so they wouldn't know what we need or could use or that kind of stuff. So it is, I think that's very interesting, but also like also a good thing, because I guess putting yourself out there is a good way to
it does just show, because like we stick them on an Excel spreadsheet, and then if we need a camera operator, we can go and look to see if someone's asked for one.
So do get in touch with us.
Wait, no. We're gonna get flooded. But like, it does show, like, it definitely doesn't hurt to put your foot in the door at all.
No, and I mean, especially like just the two of us is gonna be pretty hard to make a film, and so we have to collaborate with people. And so it's always good to know some locals,
Definitely.
I guess.
Yeah, people about. Oh, well. Do you want to talk about the camera?
The camera.
Yeah, that's a lot of people have asked.
Yeah, I guess the camera. Yeah, it was a whole situation of me knowing that I would want to make a film and do it properly and stuff, and for that you obviously need the right equipment, and obviously the right camera was a huge issue. I think I spent over a month just looking through all the cameras and all the comparisons and watching videos and
never mind lenses.
Yeah.
Just the camera.
Just the camera, what it does, what it's good for, and that kind of stuff. And I think with a lot of decisions such as that decision, it's just figuring out what you like, what your priorities are, what you want to do with it, and then also very much just know your budget, because if you don't have the money, it's not worth looking at them and being like, oh, but it would be so nice. No, just you have to make that cut.
Yeah, because you could always spend more, like looking at all the spec sheets and you're, oh, well, that one's slightly better, that one's slightly better.
Yeah.
Then it gets above $1,000, and then you're like, oh, okay, $2,000, $2.5, and then you can just keep going up. I mean, cameras get extortionate. So it's definitely something we had to keep in mind. But I think we always knew we wanted to shoot in 4K.
Yeah, just to have that. Yeah, I don't know, 4K. It ended up being like a definite battle between the Panasonic that I have now and the Sony cameras.
Yes.
Because a lot of the Sonys do shoot in 4K, and I don't know. I think the big difference with the Sony and the Panasonic that I have now is that the Sony cameras to me are much more for photography, and for like the video stuff that they can do is much more targeted towards vlogging. So it's things like, oh, it has an incredible autofocus, which is like, okay, cool, but for the type of films that we want to do, we don't want to be using autofocus, so I don't care about that.
Yeah. So I do think I remember watching the reviews and the autofocus wasn't great on this. But if you're just doing this, or if you're filming a film, with a camera operator, it's fine.
Exactly.
But definitely if you're on the move a bit, or you're setting up your camera in lots of different places, this needs to look like the way to go.
Yeah.
They were slightly more expensive as well, for no extra features that we would have used.
Expensive. Yeah. No, and then I don't know, I wouldn't say there's like big things that stand out that make the Panasonic that much better.
Well,
pricing, and then getting the same. I don't know. It's also like overheating with the Sony cameras, or this one has a display that you can actually flip out completely and
see
turn
ourselves.
and stuff. And that was very important because I did buy a gimbal as well, and to use the gimbal you just need to have the display. Like, I don't have an external monitor, and so you just have to be able to put the display in a position where you can actually see what you're shooting. So that was important. I think the internal image stabilizer is also better on this one. That means that if we are shooting handheld footage, it's just going to be a bit more smooth.
Yeah,
and that's nice.
Which we did do for most of the we did it most on a shoulder rig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
almost
there's only
the entire film
two shots with the gimbal.
Yeah.
2 long shots, but 2 shots.
Oh, yeah.
Money well spent.
Well spent, yeah.
No, we definitely wanted to go for more of an on the street aesthetic. So the gimbals were used at the right point. There's definitely a fun bit of tech to play around with.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've got it.
No, it's good.
Because especially the camera, I guess the computer that this is edited on, the whole film, were the 2 most expensive pieces of the puzzle. But apart from that, you can kind of cheap out on anything else, I'd say.
Yeah.
In terms of like cheap, you know, there's
Yeah.
a line. But definitely like in terms of like for the camera, for the computer for editing, if you've got a bit of patience, you can do it on a less powerful PC for sure.
Yeah.
Mac.
No, and if you don't shoot in, I mean, we did shoot in 4K, like the highest high specs and stuff. So, our our footage, like we have massive amounts of data.
2 terabytes of footage.
Yeah. So we definitely needed the power to render all of that. But if you're shooting in 1080,
which to be fair
like
is the
Full
highest
HD.
Prime Video supports at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So
might as well, and then you don't need something that is as powerful.
No,
you
for
can
sure.
just even do it on your laptop. Or
yeah,
something.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So there are ways to kind of cut corners, and like,
yeah,
in terms of filming, we knew when the film was being written what our kind of budget would be, so we tried to limit internal spaces because they either look like the inside of a uni building or a student flat.
Yeah.
No,
so that was a big decision, like going into like, oh, what should we do? What do we want our story to be about? Was just thinking about something that is like, what is feasible? What can we do that isn't too expensive, but still something that we are passionate about? And so that's how we got to like, oh, we want to use, I don't know, public spaces are super easy to use, and to create a story that uses them it was quite easy to then go to homelessness from there.
Definitely. And it's like, I mean, we knew our character had to be sub 20, like around that kind of age, because otherwise why wouldn't they just leave home anyway? But that did mean that, so our main character is someone of our age. We know plenty of actors in our age group. So I think it'd be silly if we were like, oh, we're going to film a family drama. Like, who are we going to go to? We don't know anybody. We don't have a house, you know, like...
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to do. So definitely know your kind of constraints before you make the film.
Yeah.
And in saying that, we had access to a couple actors that were older. So it doesn't feel studenty, but at the same time, we didn't rely on having 10 adults.
It is such a thing. Like you have an adult, you have like 2 or 3 even in your film, and it immediately feels like you're a bit more professional than like the average student film, because like you don't just have students in it.
Yeah, and I also meant actually, because we didn't do it through the uni, we people that got involved were really passionate about it.
Yeah.
Which was really, really great to see. So everyone that was there wanted to be there, and they wanted to make it the best film possible that they could. Which was definitely a good thing. Yeah. Compared to like, asking a buddy if he can help out for 2 weeks. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So we definitely lucked out.
I mean, big shout out to the entire crew for really sticking in there, because I mean that's also part of it. No one's getting any money from doing it, you know. That's,
we couldn't afford to pay everyone.
No, but in that sense, the mentality is to be that you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, like because it's fun or because you enjoy the work with the people, and so that, I don't know, you can really tell with a project if it is going well in that way. That it also translates to the actual film, like if everyone's working together. And we were very fortunate to have a team that was amazing, awesome, and very dedicated.
Yeah. No, definitely. Hopefully though, this film makes us a little bit of money so that we don't have to do that again.
And also for the future plan. we might tap into like looking for sponsors and stuff. So
Squarespace, if you're out there.
Oh wow.
Well, they sponsor every YouTube in the world, don't they?
No, we could go.
And we did use them for our website, so we're like a natural partner.
We are basically affiliated already. Yeah.
You want to get us some money?
So cheap.
Yeah. Oh man.
Madness. No, also, I don't know, in terms of budgeting for the film, it's really a matter of also knowing what you have, what you can spend, what you're willing to spend. Just like be aware of your own kind of stuff, because if you like, I don't know, the equipment to make a film like that, you have a camera, that you have a mic, that sort of stuff obviously is a bit of a given, but other than that, you can make a film really, really cheap. We used no extra lighting. Like, we were outside using the sun. We had a
giant polystyrene panel thing to reflect the light.
Styrofoam. But that was it.
It looks fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like beyond fine. Yeah. I don't think you could tell if you didn't know.
Maybe after Jonas does some grading stuff and correction,
it'll look great.
No, but that kind of stuff, or like if you have friends helping out, if you use locations that you get through people that you know.
Yeah, even just having a couple friendly set runners, like moving kit about from one location to another.
Yeah.
So like we had some makeup girls that had some chairs and stuff like that, and boxes and whatnot, and the gimbal box for the days that was used.
Yeah.
Having people to move that around means that you're not tiring out your actors, helping that kind of thing. I think we ended up with a crew of about 20 in total, but we never had everyone on set on the same time.
With actors, yeah.
Yeah, including actors. Yeah, sorry.
No.
But definitely, I also think it's one thing, like, I mean, we sat for a month looking at a camera and another month looking at lenses. But it's one thing to budge out that, but also plan during the day. So if you're doing a night shoot, people are probably going to want a coffee. So stuff like that. Prepare to spend money on the days and knowing when you're going to, when you're not. So if people are asking for like 10 coffee breaks, maybe stop buying them coffee.
Yeah.
But if it's a longer shoot day and people are like, oh, can we take a break? Then like
definitely.
have that planned and have time planned as well, because time is money really. Be it like even if you're not paying people, you can parking.
It's like getting stuff. Yeah. Oh, for parking for sure. Yeah.
And because we did each shoot back to back, I think it was quite telling by the end of the week that we had time managed everything quite well, because there wasn't too many people getting like shattered or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if you've got a night shoot, don't start at 9 the next day.
No.
Little things like that, because you're just gonna piss people off.
No. No, for sure. I don't know. It's. I think that planning in terms of shooting and when to do what and getting the right order of shots and stuff, we got really, really lucky as well. Yeah. Because I don't know, there are definitely, if you're out in the city just shooting there were a couple of things that we just couldn't foresee and had to kind of improvise our schedule around that as well. Like, we had one location that is the spot where our two main characters sleep, and so there are a lot of scenes there, and what we didn't realize is that there's like a I don't know, it's a club and some band practice there one evening that we wanted to shoot there, so we had like heavy metal music
playing for the whole thing,
loud as Jesus. So we couldn't shoot. We couldn't use any of the audio. So we just like had to stop for that evening and reschedule, I think, 2 scenes onto another day. Yeah. And the fact that we actually managed that in time.
Yeah, we squeezed it all in.
Is amazing. But yeah.
It was super chill.
Time management.
Jesus. Yeah, and in saying that, like, having time, like a little bit of wiggle room. So if it rains, like we had a lot of external scenes. We got lucky, so it was a really sunny May last year. But definitely, like, if it's super windy, you're not going to pick up any audio. If it's raining and it's meant to be sunny,
yeah,
you're stuffed. So having a bit of wiggle room so you can move around the scenes, a little bit definitely is good. And just
for sure,
making sure everyone's there on time is a big thing.
No, like I do believe that putting in the time ahead of your shoot saves you so much during the shoot, because you're just more organized. You can definitely react to eventualities so much easier, And it also means that if you have a structure, if you are organized, people will definitely work better because they do get the feeling of like, oh, this is happening now. This is what's coming up next. And
together,
yeah. So they have a plan to follow as well, rather than who knows what's going on. I don't know. That's just a feeling that I don't like to have while working.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, every day we had full scene sheets out, or whatever we called them.
Call sheets.
Call sheets, that's the one.
Yeah.
But like of what scenes are being filmed, where they're being filmed, if we were moving, when we'd move, like move from set to set, when we'd eat lunch, when we'd have breaks. It was all there. Who we'd need when. So sometimes we needed, runners at the start of the day. Then that was kind of it. All the stuff was moved, so we could be like, okay, you guys can skedaddle now. Which it just means you're not wasting people's time. You're not having people sitting around for 4 hours before the next move. It's like
or actors are only there for a scene and then they can go.
Don't need them on set all day.
Yeah. Nope. You don't want them on set all day.
Well, yeah, they just get in the way.
Yeah.
Oh man. Easy.
Do you want to get into the next section?
Right.
Are you ready?
So this is my personal rant, because I feel it needs talked about, and everyone will have seen The Mandalorian by now,
or memes at least of
or at
Baby
least
Yoda.
have some idea of what it is, because you've not finished it, have you?
I haven't finished
You're
it.
like 2 episodes behind, but this is the thing: we shouldn't even be allowed to see it.
That's true. I shouldn't have.
No. So. Beginning the Disney. I can't. Yeah. So the show came out on, I got it written down, the 12th of November in the US, right? And they aired episodes weekly. And they had, 8 episodes? So for 2 months? Yeah, no. That must be, because it finished just over Christmas holidays. So I think they did 2 episodes in 1 week.
Ah, okay.
In the first week, they did a Wednesday and a Friday.
Oh, true, yeah.
So it did finish just about New Year time. It's not available in the UK, or any other place for that matter, as far as I'm aware, until the 24th of March. What the hell? I don't get it. And like, obviously, arguably, some people loved The Last Jedi, and that's fine, right? That's absolutely fine if that's your opinion. You're wrong, but that's fine. But it's
shitstorm coming.
Arguably one of the best Star Wars things that has been made in a very long time.
Mandalorian.
Even like I really enjoyed Rogue One. I'd say that's probably on par. But that was 2016 now. Yeah, so that's 4 years. Or three and a half. But it was like a long time.
Yeah.
And it is really good. And obviously, like, Baby Yoda is such a big meme, and it took over the internet world anyway.
Yeah.
Which is where I spend most of my time on Reddit. But yeah, like, why? Like, they're both in English. They're owned by Disney. It's streamed on Disney Plus. There's no reason it can't come out in the UK.
Yeah. Like the reasoning for it to be so much later.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Because it's like, okay, fine, if you're streaming on something like Netflix and it was like Netflix are being a bit funny about it, you could blame someone else. But it's like, it's owned by Disney, it's made by Disney, it's streamed on Disney.
Yeah. What's
it's not like they don't have the servers.
No.
So I just don't really get it. And the show is great. Like, it's really, really good. Don't ask how I watched it. You can't actually. They blocked VPNing it as well, so you couldn't even put a VPN on your computer, pretend to be in America. Because you had to register with like an American phone number, which is pretty hard to get if you're in the wrong country.
Did you try and figure out what their reasoning is behind?
They didn't say anything. What I did enjoy is after enough people complained, they pushed forward the release date of the show by a week. Because that's going to make a difference. So technically, we've still got, 20 days of the day this is filmed. 21. Until we can officially watch Mandalorian. But, I mean, everyone I know has seen it. It's so anti-consumer. I don't get it. And especially the fallout of episode 9. Without swearing, like, that film was rubbish, right? It was really bad. Like, I don't think Disney deserves my money anymore. Like, what are they doing with it?
At least for Star Wars. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, even
It's weird because it's also like in terms of marketing, you would think that you would want to create a wave, you know, with like the release of the films or like the episodes.
Yeah.
Then you get something like the Baby Yoda going viral. You would want to ride that wave.
Yeah, whereas
you know,
now
to keep
everyone in Britain that wants to spend money is going to be like, oh, I'm a bit behind. Like, oh, have you seen the latest episode? You're like, yes.
Yes, everyone
4
has
months
seen
ago.
It. There have been spoilers all over.
Yeah, and especially because it
internet.
does have quite a big connection with episode 9. So like the final episode that came out before episode 9 came out was the one that confirmed that they were trying to, spoilers if you've not seen it, who hasn't by now? This is the point. But they're trying to clone this Baby Yoda because he's got force powers. And they've since come out, literally 2 days ago, and confirmed that Palpatine in episode 9, spoilers, was a clone. And that's how they cloned like his force sensitiveness. The best part about that though is that was released in the novelization of episode 9.
Oh no, I feel like so many things are like in the novels, like you will have to have bought every single Star Wars book to put like all the things
but
together.
But it's just such
like,
an annoying thing.
It's in the book.
It's like they have a bit at the start of the film. So if you've, I mean, presumably everyone's seen it, but just to recap, I mean, it made billions. Like I'm sure everyone saw it. But they start the film with Kylo Ren finding Exegol, the planet that Palpatine's on, and you brush past Snoke. You see him in his little cloning tank, and you're kind of like, okay. And then they're kind of. He even asks the question, and he's like, but how are you alive? And Palpatine's all like, oh, we'll talk about this later. Move away. Like, but they have a bit there that they could just say, I am a clone. But his whole thing, because the reason he looks all withered, because if he's a clone, why doesn't he look like Palpatine in the prequels? Because he's only got all wrinkly because he's Force Lightning himself. But it turns out his body can't contain the dark side energy within him, so that's what's withering the body away. Which I think is a crap excuse for not making it like he has to look like the Emperor. You know, whatever, fine. But why can't they say that? They have the bit. He's like, I have died many times before, and you're like, you have?
What does that mean?
We've seen you die once.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
No. So I do think it's kind of showing of how Disney's writing style is, where they're like, we'll just focus on having a plot rather than a story, and then they'll kind of like fill in the blanks with extra material elsewhere. So that is actually another book came out, or a comic. It was a comic that explained how Maz Kanata got Luke's lightsaber that he lost in episode 5 and he got his hand chopped off.
Yeah.
Why? That's another one where she's like, a good question for another time. Will we answer it in the movies? No.
Not
at all. Like they don't even acknowledge it again. You know, she's even there. And you don't think we'd be like, so actually, now that we've defeated the Sith, how did you get that lightsaber? That fell into Bespin, which is a gas planet. So fine, but whatever. So I do just think stuff like that is it's anti-consumer. It leaves fans kind of guessing. I don't want to read a book, okay? If I'm a fan of Star Wars, which wasn't founded on films, like it's not like Lord of the Rings where it's like they've got the books, and if you're a true fan you've read the books. Star Wars is a movie. It's always been a movie series. Then to be like, nah, it's in the book. It kind of takes away from what it is. It's always been a movie franchise.
I know it seems like Disney's definitely struggling to keep what Star Wars was going without changing it too much. Because frankly they are.
I think they're changing it in such a weird way as well, though. They're just keeping it kind of up to date in terms of visual effects, but the plot beats are the same. Like you even have the bit from episode 6 where Luke looks out at the Rebel fleet getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Is in episode 8.
Yeah. When
Snoke makes Rey do it, and episode 9 when the Emperor makes Rey do it, and you're like, okay, cool. And like for what the prequels are, like whether or not you love them or hate them, they're different, but I think they get away with it because it's George Lucas, and it's so obviously George Lucas. Like the writing is terrible, It's like a giant meme, and it owns it now. Definitely, like, I mean, our generation that grew up with it, love it.
Love that, yeah.
But I think somewhat ironically, like, we know we're not idiots. Like, it's crap, but brilliant. And I think because it's still George, you kind of got away with it. Whereas now, when it's like, we don't want to do something completely new because the fans won't accept it, but just retreading the exact same plot beats isn't really getting them anywhere.
No.
But on topic of Mandalorian, though, I did think that should be released in one block. So if you've not watched it, if you're waiting for it to be legal, they release the episodes weekly, like how TV shows used to be. But it's quite segmented. So, like, there'd be some, like, there's an episode where they break into a prison ship and break some people out, and that's it. You know, or the second episode is, his ship's been damaged. He needs to go fight the Jawas. He fails, kills a monster, brings them an egg, gets his ship back. It feels like a video game mission, like a side mission that you're kind of like, oh, okay, I'll do this to get some gear, then move on.
Which is fine.
Which is totally fine, but I think that works if you're binging. So the episodes aren't very long either. They can be like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You could sit down and watch it in a weekend. You'd kind of brush past the maybe slower pace of the start, because it does build up. Would you compare that to Witcher, which was released in one go, but I think doesn't suffer from that same problem, and that was like a phenomenon. You know, everyone was talking about it for a week, and then everyone had seen it. Everyone had listened to Toss a Coin to Your Witcher on repeat for a couple of days, then we're done with it, and then it's like, okay, the new season's in 2021. So I do think, like, it shouldn't just be one or the other. Like, they need to actually start looking at the shows and deciding, would this be better binged or the more long-term strategy?
That's true, because I know it kind of goes back to the riding the wave, or like creating it, at least with The Witcher, by releasing everything at once. It was just like spiked up so much, but then also like nothing because everything I don't know, was said. You know, everyone had seen it, and people were done with it, which is a bit of a shame.
I think that's why I've never watched Stranger Things as well.
Oh. To
be honest, because, like, a lot of people say it's good, or some people say it's brilliant, but I'm skeptical. But definitely, like, people talk about it for a week, and then don't for another year and a bit, usually.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'll watch this show. Yeah, don't worry, I'll put it on my watch list. Yeah, just a watch list. 3 weeks later, you're kind of looking for someone to watch. You go, oh, that's that. No one's really spoken about it for ages. Like, you know, if you went to someone, oh, I just watched season 1 of Stranger Things, they'd be like, why didn't you watch all 3 seasons? 2 seasons? 3.
I haven't seen any of that either.
Yeah, but, like, that is why. Because, like, if people were constantly, like, you know, with Game of Thrones,
talked about it,
you know, you've got that kind of, like, it was every year. It was weekly, so you could be like, oh, okay, I've missed the first 2 episodes, I'll catch up, and then you're back on track. Whereas by the time people are talking about it, they've already watched it all. So you either watch it all that night, or you're out the chat for the next day.
That's true. I don't know, like, definitely binging stuff is... It's probably not such a good thing to release it all at once, because, I mean, there are definitely shows that make sense just in the way they're created. Like, if you have 20-minute episodes, definitely,
like Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
that is just stuff you want to keep, you want to stick with it, but they also have way more episodes because of that.
Yes.
But definitely if you have proper storylines like The Witcher, I think that could definitely use some, especially because, like, The Witcher is quite complicated in also its time, like, and to give people the time to, like, discuss that, to watch the episode and then, like, go on the internet and go wild and talk about it and
theorize a little bit, rather than, because I remember watching, was it the 4th episode that is the first one that kind of jumps back, and I was like, oh, isn't she dead? It's a bit like, okay. But then, like, the episode ends, you start the next one, you go, oh, okay, right, it's jumping around time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do let people stew in that kind of what's going on a little bit, it does just cause a bit of discussion. And I think Mandalorian could have gone away with it because they had Baby Yoda. It became such a big meme.
Yeah.
That lasted quite a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have lasted any less time if they had just released all at once, or even the first 5 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Released all of them and then waited a week for the next 3, because I think the last 3 were a bit more connected, so they kind of bring all the cast together.
I see. Yeah.
So I do think, like, and to be honest, it's Disney. Like, they're on their own platform. They can do whatever release structure they want. So they could have done that. They'd be like, here's 5, get super invested in these characters, or like 3, and then 3 the next weekend or something.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh no, you're gonna have to wait for the grand finale a little bit, and you're like, okay, cool. And then that way you could keep it, because presumably they did it so that people couldn't just do the free trial and had to pay for at least a month.
True. Yeah. See.
Because if you look at their release structure for shows they've got now, it's like they've got, I don't know what order it's in, but they've got like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's on. When as soon as that ends, it's like there's like a week, and then it's like WandaVision. That's on. That ends. It's a week, and then it's Loki. And then it's like, I mean, you look at it and you're like, I know exactly what you're doing. And it makes sense for movies, like where they always had their 3 Marvel films a year that were well spaced out. But for a TV show, it's like you've obviously made them all. Yeah. Like they're sitting there on a hard drive in Disney Studios and they're just like,
and
send.
Just like, just realizing that really makes you not want to buy into it, because you're like, you're just getting scammed in a way.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not on board with it, really. I think it's anti-consumer.
Yeah.
And especially with, like, especially with Mandalorian, because it is all about the chat.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars is such a talking point for everyone, and then it's like, oh, you're not part of it. And the UK is not the biggest country, but we're fairly sizable in terms of Western media consumption.
Yeah.
So to be like, oh no, you can talk about this in a couple months.
Oh, it's a huge
on
fan
top
base.
Of having a predatory selling system is kind of like.
Yeah, it's also a huge fan base. I mean, think about how they have a bunch of British actors now with the new trilogy and stuff. So.
Well, they're all except Oscar Isaac, Daisy Ridley, and Finn.
Boyega.
But John Boyega. Hi. I know your real name. But yeah, they're both British. I don't know. It's a real funny one.
It is a funny one.
I'm not a fan. But speaking of novels, very exciting.
Ooh.
Not that
transitions.
They've just announced the new High Republic novel series.
Yes.
Which is going to be 5 books, like proper books. Set 200 years before Episode 1 for Star Wars, which I don't know if anyone cares about.
We'll see. I mean,
if anyone follows like the old expanded universe, they had like the Old Republic, which was 2,000 years ago and a bit, and then we've had plenty of books written after, which obviously has now been replaced by the films. But I feel like that kind of 200 year before time period has been something that's never been covered. So they've just kind of thought, this is safe.
This is far enough to not have any ties.
To anything.
Yeah.
But I do think, reading the description of what it is, and they're kind of talking about how Jedi are, like, they're going to cover the lone Jedi on the outer rim that's kind of policing the end of the Republic. It sounds a little similar to The Mandalorian, honestly.
Yeah,
it's following one guy who's kind of in like the dodgy part of town, keeping order, and I'm like, that's the same. That's the same
he's
story.
A sheriff. It's a western.
It's another western. Fine.
That's good.
But it's just kind of like, okay, it's in book form now. Great.
It's funny.
I'm sure, like, because they were talking about like the Jedi and the Prime and what do Jedi fear, and despite that going against all of what the Jedi is, it's meant to be emotionless, but that's fine. It's fine, Disney. Apparently that was like their big pitch thing, like, what would a Jedi fear? I'm like, nothing. That's the point.
That's
But fine.
Okay. But what would he if he would? I imagine that meeting going exactly like that. Someone's like, they don't fear.
It's like the meme, the guy gets chucked out the window.
Oh no.
But presumably there must be some like prequel fans in the working for Disney where they're like, but they don't That's not it. But there was this like, they're like, oh, we want
Yeah.
to show the Jedi in their prime, and how cool would it be to see a bunch of lightsabers? We've not seen lightsabers
That would be awesome.
since episode 3
Yeah.
properly. Like the lightsaber fights in the sequel trilogy are shocking. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. You can go and watch breakdowns. They're really bad, especially compared to the prequels. But or even the original trilogy. So at least there's like emotion there. But it's fine. It's fine. But who doesn't want to see a bunch of lightsaber fights?
Fight, yeah.
And it's like, oh no, you can read one.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Actually, I'd be quite interested to see how a lightsaber fight is written, because it's like, oh, and then he jumps into the air and does like a spinny move, and then
Well, that's actually, so I read the Witcher book that the Witcher shows are based on, The Last Wish, or most of them.
Yeah.
And that was actually one of the things that I was like, the story's fine, but are good. You know, I don't read a lot. I read a lot of like uni text. But the sword fights are so incredibly difficult to follow. He's like, oh, he parries left, he dodges under, swings his sword around. I'm like, I've got
Can't picture
nothing.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got quite a visual mind anyway, and I'm just like,
Nah.
nope.
You definitely lose a reader then.
Yeah, but we'll talk about Witcher another time, because the games are the best. The games are the best media. But talking about action,
Yes.
the last film that we watched together
Yes.
was The Raid 2,
Yes.
which
Some amazing action, honestly.
I think it's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. Probably if like for the entire film, yeah.
Yeah.
Accumulating.
I don't know.
I was honestly surprised, but not at all, when you told me it was like 1.5 years.
Yeah, they did 18 months of practice.
That's incredible.
So not even filming the film.
That is so much time of them just like hitting the gym and working out the choreography.
Yeah.
But it shows. They are amazing. The choreography.
It's incredible. And not just the action choreography, but the camera follows the action really well. So kind of like if you've seen Guy Ritchie films, how they have that kind of body stabilization effect when his characters run all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They have that mid-fight quite a few times, but not enough that it becomes kind of like a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's just the right number. And there's a lot of, everyone talks about the camera going through the car, which is incredible that that's done. So the camera goes through the front window of the car, through the car, and out the back.
Yeah.
Which...
It's very smart. It's a very cool effect.
It's a very cool effect. So, but there's a lot of stuff like that just flows so naturally, and if you're not looking out for it, you wouldn't notice it, and I think that's the kind of the standard.
No, because like the camera definitely is part of the fight then. And just like the movement, the way it moves is very much also like the fight sequence, and that just makes it a very holistic thing, which is just super cool. No, I don't know. I watched it and thought to myself, they must be using small cameras, because like some of the moves, I was like, no one is actually holding this thing.
Well, that's the thing though, because we looked up, because there was the whip pans or whatever, his bits where a guy goes flip and the camera goes with him.
Yeah.
But not jarring, like you can still follow it. But they were done on GoPros.
Yeah, there's some
on Hero Freeze, but the rest of the film was done on Reds, and they had like the Red Scarlet, which is the smaller one. But it's still it's a good size.
Yeah.
And to film it on that is I was quite impressed.
Must be mad.
But considering, so for those of you actually that haven't seen it, I have no idea what we're talking about. It's a foreign fight film. It is.
Is it? No, it's not Thai. No.
It's not Thai. It's the other one.
The other one?
I didn't say that. One second. The rate. I'll just look up. It is Indonesian.
Oh.
Fight film. So it's Gareth Evans, who's not Indonesian. I don't quite know why he did it, but the first one
Maybe
follows.
he's a fan.
It's a cop going up basically a tower block. It's kind of like Judge Dredd, if you've ever seen that, and he just has to fight his way up the tower. It's very much fight scene to fight scene, and it's exceptional. But it's just like the people watching it will be action fans, for sure.
No, because there's nothing else really.
But I think watching the Raid 2, it's long. It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They kind of fleshed out a bit more. There's actually a plot Definitely watch it with subtitles, not dubbed. It's weird dubbed. But it definitely, like, I had a bit of plot. I was actually invested in the characters, and it kind of set up each fight better than just like, this is the next floor full of bad guys, which is fun, but you're watching it.
No, and then it's like, oh, we've kind of seen it before. No, I definitely liked it as well because you had enough story, enough plot to fill the gaps, like from one fight to the next, to actually build all the fight scenes up properly. So you actually also cared about whether or not he was it wasn't just a bunch of random bad guys that will all be slaughtered by him. No, it's actually like, we've seen the bad guys fight in a different situation before. We know they are badass.
And he takes some hits as well.
He takes some serious hits.
Like, serious, like, he's not doing well by the end.
Yeah.
But which is a bit more, because actually we watched, I think on the same day, John Wick 3.
Yep.
And to compare that, which I loved, really good film, but so many, even since the first John Wick film, so many of the fight scenes are him running around, guys coming off to the edge of the camera, getting shot, rolling away. Guy comes in, gets shot, rolls away, and you're kind of like, I mean, he's wearing a bulletproof suit. He is impregnable. You know, he's never going to lose a fight. Whatever, fine. Whereas I think the Raid did a really good job of, even like in the fights against like random enemies, you see them.
Yeah.
They're there. They pose a threat. And I think
that's
it's not just that they stay away from guns, because they do have a bit of gun action in the end. They just do it in a way that you've kind of not seen before. And I think that just does keep it fresh. Like, every fight feels different, feels fresh. And even the long ones toward the end don't overstay their welcome. They mix up.
That's true.
Whereas there's only one in John Wick, to be fair, that I thought. The mid-fight with the dogs. It's just too long.
Yeah. In John Wick 3.
In John Wick 3.
Yeah.
it's like,
just that
it's over 5 minutes of just him running around shooting people, and Halle Berry shooting people, and you're like,
I don't know. I find that entire midsection a bit questionable.
They could take it out.
But also, I think it's John Wick 2 where he has that fight with in the subway. That is a brilliant fight.
It's done with something you've not seen before.
Yeah.
It's
very cool.
I very much question the ears of everyone in that subway as they're firing without silencers at each other, and you're kind of like, is no one noticing? But no, it's definitely done differently, and then it kind of leads to the face-off in the subway.
Yeah. No, because and I think it also shows that John Wick isn't invincible in any sense. He also takes some hits there. Maybe it's also, don't they use knives? Maybe that's
he kills him with a knife in the end.
Yeah.
Straight for the heart.
You just
gotta
gotta get personal.
It's better. No, definitely, I do think there's just something missing in the third one. Like, I think the only real damage he takes is when he cuts his own finger off.
Yeah. Which,
to be honest, doesn't hinder his ability in the slightest.
That was honestly so weird.
That whole bit where they've got Master of Coin in the end of Game of Thrones. I don't know the actor's name. He's a famous singer, apparently. But Bronn of the Blackwater.
Oh yeah.
Him playing some like foreign Spanish guy.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then he kind of they fight out of that place, which is the bad fight. He wanders through the desert for a bit, chooses to join sides with the High Council man.
Yeah.
Goes back to the hotel, changes his mind instantly.
Yeah.
That's so within 25 minutes of film, you could just, and that's a long film as well.
Because like within 3 minutes, he goes from having gone through an entire ordeal to, I don't know, find some, like, to repent him breaking the rules and trying to be accepted back into it. And then 3 minutes later, he's like, oh no, you know what?
Screw this. He literally looks at his hand and he's like, nah, this finger's whatever. Let's have a kung fu fight with these three guys. And you're like, okay, sure.
That was a bit of a weird one.
That was a good fight though, because that was the guy from The Raid.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in it as well. He's amazing.
He is. That's some good humor, as in like, we're both just like elite killers.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do a bit of sparring that ends in death, but
it's kind of a
also
play
very
on...
much respect each other's skills.
Well, they didn't kill each other.
The two of them did, no.
He let him go, whereas the other one was a fight to the death.
Mm.
But I think that's a good play on what Kill Bill did with Gogo Yubari.
Oh, yeah.
Because she comes in and they're kind of like two bodyguard in the past people.
Yeah.
And they fight to the death, and it is just straight up no respect to the death. But it is nice to kind of see that in that kind of heightened reality world that John Wick is.
Yeah.
They can be like, I'm such a big fan. Now here's a sword. Oh man. But yeah. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we're running out of time.
This has been fun. If you have any feedback, please let us know.
Yeah, or if you want us to talk about anything.
Feel free, leave a comment. We will read them all. There probably won't be many.
Yeah.
I leave a comment. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at @AirOutFilm, Twitter at @AirOutFilms, and Facebook the same as Twitter.
Give us a like and follow.
Follow and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get
Oh
notifications
my
when we
God,
upload.
yes.
I went there.
We gotta start doing that.
Oh man.
Love it.
We're hoping to make this weekly though.
Yes.
That's the plan. We'll figure out a time and day that actually suits for an upload schedule for sure. We'll find out how long it takes to put together. But that'll be us. But yeah, if you've got anything you want us to talk about, just let us know. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Bye.